welcome to Zildjian Live. Ladies and gentlemen, the wonderful Nikki Glaspie.
Did you set your clocks? I hope you did, because it's Tuesday and we're back live here again, right here on Facebook, on the radio, on the internet radio, on YouTube, and a couple of other various destinations I'm not even sure anymore. But anyway, this is the Crayola Sec Harsh Reality, and this is the Tuesday trailer. And of course, myself, Harsh Med, Hart Honer, J.C. Bellick, and Scott Jr. joining me as always. My faithful people, my faithful friends. I love you all. Anyway, it's Tuesday. So, there you go. Take us away. Whatever.
All right, and welcome to the show. For those of you who don't know who I am, it's me, myself, and I, Harsh Med. So you got that nice, beautiful paint in the background. And of course, to the top right, we have Scott Jr. Or top left, we have Scott Jr., who's just, I don't know, sleeping again. And in the center, we have Scott Sr. hold down the ones and twos. And to the top right of him is, of course, Brendan O'Connell's other child, J.C. Bellick. And, of course, we have everyone's favorite Inuk, Hart Honer. For those of you who don't know who Brendan O'Connell is, you're not really much of a researcher. Then that's all I'm going to tell you. Anyhow, let's get started with some headlines that no one really cares about.
Yay! Oh.
I got a headline.
Oh, God.
Yes.
Teacher gets fired days after principal gets fired for viewing her OnlyFans content.
Nice.
That's awesome.
What's the Australian national anthem over there?
I can't remember.
Yeah, he just doesn't give a fuck.
What's your country's national? I don't even fucking know. Jeez.
Only fans I can see.
And this has been another edition of the Tuesday trailer.
Maybe in about half an hour or so we'll be playing that.
I mean, there's some stuff going on. There's some fun things going on. There was a fiery train crash and another derailment in Greece, and it hurt at least 60 people.
Oh, that's wonderful. Now it's international.
Yeah. Blinken warns Central Asia of dangers from war in Ukraine. I don't even know why he's even over there, but good job, buddy.
Who is?
Blinken.
Okay.
The Biden administration on Tuesday pledged to support the independence of the 5 Central Asian nations in a not-so-subtle warning to the former Soviet states that Russia's value as a partner has been badly compromised by its Euro war against Ukraine.
It'd be awesome if the rest of the planet would stop letting the United States define of what countries are what.
Well, you would think that
it's all a money racket.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, that's why it's a money racket. So I don't allow it, but it would be nice if they, stood up for their own borders and land for once instead of letting the U.S. and NATO do whatever the fuck they want. But
And of course, our drones are doing some great work over there in the Ukraine-Russia war. We managed to fly several. Well, not we. The Ukraine managed to launch several of them deep into Russia's land, and one of them even made it as far as 60 miles away from Moscow. So, good job, U.S. Thank you for our continued support of perpetuating World War III. We appreciate it. Um, you know, that's just a PSA. Sorry.
So they missed, right?
I guess. I
They missed target. At least hit
no,
something.
they hit something. I don't know. And the UN reportedly found uranium particles enriched to 83.7% in Iran. So this is becoming a shit show internationally. This is great.
Well, you know, Iran, Russia, and China are just waiting to pounce on NATO's fuck up in that region. So yeah, have fun with the potential World War III, everybody.
Yep. Jesus.
I mean,
And of course,
World War One started because a bunch of people, a bunch of countries wanted to flex their nuclear might, and some archduke and his wife got shot. So
nuclear. There wasn't no nuclear weapons back in World War One.
no, but that's how it started. And World War III is going to start by something stupid like this. So
And of
Flying
course,
cars.
the Middle East is just nuts as usual. So we won't even get into that.
well, they were a lot less crazier a century ago. But and Europe was a crazy area. But well, that changed over time, didn't it?
Yeah. Well, as of yesterday, Hong Kong announced that it's ready to lift its COVID-19 mask mandate.
Jesus Christ, people still take that seriously.
I mean, those people have been in masks since SARS started 20 years ago. I don't
I'm
think they even
totally
care
forgot
about
about
masks
COVID.
anymore at this point.
Over there, they usually wear them out of respect for
Right, they was wearing that beforehand and scared of stuff beforehand.
Well, what I
It
will
really
say is
started a lot during the SARS time. That's when you started seeing it a lot over there, and then now those people just like sleep in them and stuff. I mean, they don't never come off now.
I remember my friend, like he was just the ghetto nobody, nothing. It was like, what are we supposed to afraid of this year? SARS, Wuhan, mad cow, freaking Baptist. What is it?
oh, they try to make SARS a thing here, and people just weren't having it. Same with mad cow and some of the other bird flu and whatever. It's like no, but for some reason, 2020, everyone just got caught up in it. So. Then it's kind of strange because the countries like Japan, they'll wear a mask even if they just have a flu. Like they'll just like, hey, man, I don't want you to get sick. I got the flu or whatever. So there's a whole different thing there. But now the whole thing is so stupid. I'm just waiting for World War III to happen. Come on, bring on more war, everybody. Bring on more.
See, that's the thing. Like, they call them world wars, but what is really happening there's conflicted areas that have actual fighting happening, and then the most other places their own government is putting some sort of oppressive regime on them. It's yeah. So there isn't per se going to be war in the United States. It's just your government's after get you while they're off killing in some other land.
Well, this is from your neck of the woods right here, Hart. But you can have no fear now because the Canadian government decided to ban TikTok on all government devices. Your country is 100% safe now from everything.
Didn't we go over this? couple of months ago with your old government on your side, and so like I say, I told you,
no
Canada
idea.
just slow.
These people down here do so much stupid stuff. I just don't even pay it attention anymore.
I'm pretty sure all the stupid stuff in this country that's done in this country is choreographed at some level. Because I refuse to believe people are that just fucking retarded.
Sure hope not.
I beg to differ.
I mean, I just hope that there's just a part of me knowing how psychological operations works, knowing how MK Ultra works, that a lot of this retardation is definitely to at least half of it, like 70% of it has to be like more than 50, I would say, has to be 50 to 70% of it has to be choreographed and staged. Like it can't just be people are that fucking stupid. Not at that level. I know people are retards, but not at that level.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, there's a level of insurgents on every level.
Right, but it can't be at that level that people are this dumb. Like there has to be choreographed and fucking staged just through some level of MK Ultra psychological operation.
Well, that's the thing that the Men in Black, they kind of put it sort of right. Like the individual, they're smart. But you can't really get much past them. But you put them in a mass, frick, they get stupid, dumb masses. Yeah, mob mentality rolls over, and they're fearful and finicky, and
I mean, that's all you need to know about people. The same CDC they'll quote about how dangerous the disease is, they'll quote that. But the minute that same organization tells them, "Oh no, by the way, we got it wrong, we lied," then they'll stop listening. I listen to the part that makes me scared, not the part that makes me happy. It's like, okay. Like people have just become fucking NPCs. It's retarded. Like it's really crazy. And then again, you can say that about even a lot of these like truthers and researchers too. And and then quote unquote critical thinkers as well. But it's like it's kind of fucked up when the people who are more accurate about what was going on the last 3 years are complete degenerates that no one wants to talk to. And our fucking professionals and our experts didn't even know what the fuck to make of it. It's like I don't want to live in that world. That's not a good world to live in.
That's what like they do that in movies, and it's just sort of corresponds with society. Is they put good words into not so good characters. So yeah, what comes out from so-called bad people is good stuff. And what comes out from so-called good people is bad stuff. It's completely twisted, hypocritical. But
The whole thing is just a mess. It's just a mess. I mean, I don't even know what else is there to say outside of that. I mean, it's just a complete clusterfuck. That's what it is. Are we on the radio?
Yes.
Okay. Just making sure if I committed any FCC violations.
Yeah, you did, but it's all right. We're on a delay.
Trump doesn't even care.
No, we're on a delay. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So you just gotta spend time beeping out all the cuss words. That's great.
No, it catches it, so we're good.
I mean, I hate saying this, but maybe the depopulation agenda is for the best. Maybe it is.
Wow,
just get rid of
bruh.
all. Just get rid of all the retards. Just get rid of all the morons.
yeah,
Hey, Harsh.
It was Scott last show. Now it's Harsh this show.
Harsh, do me a favor. Look at your inbox. That's what Olivia got in her notifications a while ago.
What happened? Oh my goodness. Some of these people just, speaking of that, just complete. Speaking of examples of that, wow. Imagine feeling tormented by the same people you want a friend request. Oh my goodness. This is why the elites want to depopulate. This is why the NW wants to depopulate like 80% of the population. Just you all are too stupid to live. Just go away. Just go away. I hate saying stuff like this because they're evil as what?
It's glutton for punishment and with Stockholm syndrome.
Yeah, but that also explains why so many quote unquote normies and NPCs have that. And you could say that's why so many truthers and critical thinkers and researchers have it too. It's like they just like their glutton for punishment and their fear porn.
Howie Fathwell says tree or peacock. Okay. Awesome. That's wonderful. Thanks. We appreciate that. I'll put it on the wall. Awesome. What's the peacock mean? Come on, man. Don't leave us hanging like that. What is that all about? Oh, he thought he was on Amanda.
Peacock.
Jeez. Who is calling me? I'll be right back.
That's hilarious.
Hey, Harsh.
Yo, Jamie.
I got a story that happened to me in jail. Do you want to hear it?
Sure.
I was running around in the courtyard in the segregation part of the jail because I said I was going to commit suicide, so they put me in there for a while. And I was running around the courtyard and I heard two people talking in their cells. They were talking about smoking something through a pipe. It was probably crack cocaine or meth or something. And one of them said, I just started smoking my pipe and I had a knock at the door and I put it away. And when I opened the door, I looked at their face and all I could see was rainbows.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
You got some whacked out people in jail.
Yeah. Yes, you do.
The drug addicts there even tried to get me to shoot up with a dirty needle that they toss around the courtyard on the ground.
That's gross.
I was like, nah, I don't want none of that. They kept trying to convince me. They said it was really good. It felt really good.
Alrighty then. Alright, so let's see if we have any other news articles to talk about. Supreme Court rules with I mean the whole thing. I mean, I was waiting for Scott so we could talk about the Supreme Court, but that's where the train derailment's happening overseas. You could just tell that this is in like full swing now.
There's a few places other than one mention. I can't remember where, but there's multiple, all owned by BlackRock, and then the media that isn't talking anything about it, owned by BlackRock. So it's a pretty. It is the oligarchy, medical mafia, are war machine. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's so true.
Here's a headline from Australia: Melbourne dad gives birth after watching wife struggle.
Oh my god, are they still pushing that stupid agenda?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. So all right. So according to whatever the fuck this has become, men can grow birth and women can grow full on beards. Then that's great. Can we just? I just don't care. Just this is so stupid. I don't care. This is stupid. This is just fucking dumb. I mean, what else is there to say about that topic? About that story?
Okay, what did I miss? I was on the phone.
An Australian man gives birth after how many months?
Didn't say how many months. It said after his wife watching his wife struggle.
After watching his wife struggle, an Australian man gave birth.
Huh?
And that's the T.
Okay, I don't want to.
That's
No, I don't want to recap that. We're gonna leave that alone. Okay. Thank you.
So what events are we having next week? That's going to be more fun than anything else, isn't it?
No events that I know of next week.
No events.
Not right now. I don't have anything on my calendar until the 24th.
You mean nothing about DC?
No, DC, I don't know anything about yet. I'm still waiting to hear from people on that.
Ooh, it's a secret. Anyway, uh, let's talk about the Supreme Court and student debt. I mean, not much to talk about. If it was passed the right way, you wouldn't need the courts. But because it's an executive order, well, you're kind of screwed. So there you have it. Oh, to be fair, I don't know why Biden is trying to even do what should have been done like 13 years ago, but oh well. No fucking well. Mr. Sotero, when you had like a super majority in the House and the Senate, that and Biden, that's kind of when you two bozo should have been trying some of these policies to get passed. Okay, you should have been trying the student debt stuff, forgiveness, and the single payer healthcare back then. But since this is all nonsense and all political theater, people don't know what the hell they're doing. That's what you get. So I mean, that's probably so. I mean, that's just politics as usual. Each side fucking up, each side messing up their own agendas. And as for the right wingers, when you guys had a super majority, with that other, well, the Dems had their own pedophiles screwing up their own policies. When you guys had that pedophile Bush Jr. in there, along with Pantsless Hastert, you guys could have had could have legislated a 10% federal flat tax into law, but instead you were too busy touching children and kissing up to BlackRock. So there you go. You have it. Oh, fun fact: Hastert's from Illinois. Not only is from Illinois, he's from one of the suburbs around here. So that's a Yorkville. So that's even worse. The funniest thing I used to hear about in middle school was like how so many like of the wrestling coaches would take pride that Hastert was Speaker to the House because he used to be a wrestling coach just like them, and I'm just like, oh no, it's so bad. You have it. Oh my goodness, it's hilarious. He says, "You see that clip of Biden race pandering the other day?"
Well, he does that often. Which
Okay.
one?
Yeah, that's yeah. And Howie says CSHR storming the Capitol. No.
No.
Nobody
Let's not
wants.
start that rumor.
No. I don't like visiting the Capitol. I don't even like visiting the Capitol voluntarily, let alone let alone under those circumstances. No, thank you. Jeez, I almost fell asleep. The last time I did tour the Capitol, I almost fell asleep. I was like, no.
It was that boring, or
Huh?
it was that boring?
Yeah. It's like, it's so boring.
You would think it would
DC's a
do
danger.
something.
DC is strange because unless you're surrounded by the right people, it's a dangerous city, but it's a boring city. So it's basically the worst of both worlds. At least if a city's dangerous, it's supposed to be fun. But then again, I've only been to DC on a Sunday, Monday, a Tuesday, and a Wednesday. So I don't know. Maybe I'm not being nice to it. Maybe I'm not being fair. Yeah. I don't know. I might need to reach out to some people I know of in DC to say, hey, maybe we could have some fun. Okay, cool. DC is not that type of. It's really a city where you have to keep your head on a swivel because of all the operatives there, and you have to. And it is a city that's pretty boring. So, from what I remember, but then again, like I said, I have not been there on a weekend, so I don't know.
Like, isn't like 80% of the population working for the government? So thus, then they are government employees and the biggest order followers that they are. So yeah, they're gonna be boring.
I mean, it's a lot of them are. A lot of them are transplants. So I imagine the transplants are government operatives because people don't move to a city like DC unless they're working there. Now, what I mean by working, I mean working for the government. Jack Hall says, hi, y'all. Right to locomotion in regards to the train crashes. And Monica says, DC freaks me out. It's like a big facade. There are no people in those buildings, lol. Well, there are people in the buildings, but the main people aren't going to be in those buildings.
They're reptiles. They're shapeshifters.
Well, I mean, whatever you want to call them. There are living organisms in those buildings, but where the real the congressional offices are across the street from
Real
the
living organisms, meaning cockroaches and rats.
right.
Ticks.
Hey, Harsh.
And
Yo, Jamie.
mosquitoes.
Yeah, I think that's where James Alefantis Museum Gallery is located, at somewhere in DC. It's a secret gallery he's got.
James Alefantis.
Yeah, the restaurants are messed up.
Oh, that creepy bastard. Yeah, the pizza pong cop. Comet pizza creepo. Yeah.
Comet Ping Pong Pizza.
Right. Like someone's involved with pedogate when you see like a random chef. Like if you see a random chef when they're not political, but yet somehow they're on the top 50 most influential people in DC. It's like, what the fuck is this guy for some random chef to be the top 50 and most influential people in DC? And of course, Jay spelled it out perfectly. Poor Scott. He's just sitting there like, what the hell have I got myself into?
I'm just listening now at this point. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
How could a random chef be in the top 50 of most influential people in a city like DC?
And it's not even a chef. It's pizza. Come on.
I know, but that's what it's considered.
Man says he doesn't even cook real food. It's freaking pizza.
Right. Anyway, whatever. Which is even worse. A fucking, which is someone who cooks pizza at like the top 50. That's scary. A guy who's a fucking pizza maker who bakes pizza.
He's a pizza pie.
Yeah, he's a pizza pie, mamma mia. It's a bit,
Jesus Christ.
He's one of the top 50 most influential people in DC. Think about that. That would be like if some restaurant that Scott went to in Baton Rouge was somehow like the most influential person, was owned by the most influential person in like Louisiana.
I'm pretty sure he has a restaurant somewhere around here. It's not uncommon for these jackasses that down here.
Yeah, but you would at least be doing a double take. You'd be like, wait, what?
No, it's kind of normal here. Dumb shit like that is pretty normal.
What, just for some random like restaurant owner to become one of the most influential people in the entire state?
Yeah, I mean,
Jesus Christ.
Louisianians got a lot of rural areas that, not a lot of information get out to it. It's kind of backwoods-ish.
I mean, I probably need to look up
way
the
of saying
top
it.
50 most influential people in Chicago and see how many of them are also like restaurateurs.
I tell you what, if one of them owns a deep dish pizzeria, I'm going to laugh hysterically.
Well, if Lou Malnati comes up there, I wouldn't be surprised. All right, let's go to Chicago's business. Chicago Cranes 25. Yeah, no, I don't want to. Stupid. Yeah, try to look that up elsewhere from there. Dude.
But it's kind of like going to the UN and then like Wendy's is there, McDonald's. Supposed to politics, and then here's a restaurant, KFC. KFC at the UN. There you go. It's
Well, I did find a chef on Chicago's Power Players of 2022. I actually did, so. But then again, I saw him on television back on on one of those like cooking shows on Top Chef back in the day. Trying to see. Oh, David Morton's on this list, owner of DMK Restaurants. Well, that makes sense in that aspect.
DMK Ultra.
There you go. What the fuck is Cleveland Avenue? Yeah, okay, whatever. All right, this is just relative. Oh, Eric Williams, owner and executive chef, Virtue Restaurant, Mustard Seed Kitchen. I mean, I would say I'd be surprised by this list. I'm really not. I know it sounds like I'm contradicting myself, but I really don't care in that situation. Because in Chicago, if you want to get anything done, you have to have some sort of influence. So
that's one of the things is where they are entertained and the providers of the entertainment.
Like in cities like that, if you don't know how to grease palms, you're not going to be successful. And of course, Rick Bayless, one of the most famous out of all those chefs, is one of the most influential people. So there you go. I mean, the whole thing is just gross. But yeah, I mean, as crooked as Chicago is, I don't think it's more crooked than DC. So I'm just gonna say that.
Well, it's all pretty much mafia based because the restaurants they have
Yeah.
to pay and are allowed to, and they're pretty much if the city decides to close the rest, they're going to do whatever they want to close it. So yeah, they choose who stays in power.
That is true. That is true. Yeah. But yeah, definitely that chef in DC who have Comet Pizza, he's in the ring. According to Jack Hall says that. So I agree. Likely traffic. And then he says, "Oh, DC isn't a state, bro. Oh, Chicago. Oh." But yeah, I mean, that just shows you just how I mean, that just shows you how fucked up everything is. Like you have to be on that list to be a successful restaurant, to be successful in any industry. Like I'm surprised Lou Malnati's isn't on there, considering his deep dish pizzas are actually pretty, well known out here too. So, but yeah, I'd have to send you that list though. But that's just crazy. I mean, that's just nuts. Like for a chef, for a chef, you want to be successful to be on that list. You're just wow.
By design.
Yeah, it's all by design. Who the hell are we kidding? Who the fuck? Who are we kidding? It's all by design.
Yeah, keep them fed, keep them happy, keep them entertained, and they will never revolt. It's Rome.
That it is.
That's what DC is, isn't it? Like you toured it.
Actually, I want to know a fun fact. The original name for DC was the original place for DC was supposed to be in a town called Rome, Maryland, and then it ended up being called DC.
Rome, Maryland. That
Yep.
sounds accurate. Rome.
It was originally named Rome, Maryland, but then it became DC over time.
Mm. And is that like we're independent, we're free. No, you're part of Colombia.
Well, yeah, I mean, as long as you're, what do you call it? I mean, even with your birth certificate, it's registered to the Vatican.
Right?
So you're not free with that.
Grant
you're not free with that alone. And then we know how DC rolls.
Grant, I'm gonna apologize to you right now, but Grant Shatz, or is it Chats, is the most powerful man apparently in no, I'm sorry, Mike Golden and Thad Wong are the most powerful people in Chicago apparently.
That was the Cardinal last year. Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And they own something called at properties. I don't know what you're supposed to be adding at the properties or whatever, but okay.
Well, those are just more entitlements from Rome.
All right. Well, I mean, it's like that old phrase. The Roman Empire never collapsed. It just moved west.
Mm-hmm.
So then what happens when this empire collapses? Does it just go to China? Just go. And then just start this cycle start the cycle over again.
So, in my view, they are, and we are, and that Rome is China. All roads lead to China or Rome, eventually, or originally from China.
Initially,
the
originally.
Kong and the Silk Road. It's all traders.
Yep. And apparently also the Supreme Court is getting ready to reject student loan forgiveness, or seems ready. Conservative justices holding the Supreme Court's majority seem ready to sink President Joe Biden's plan to wipe away or reduce student loans held by millions of Americans. In arguments lasting more than 3 hours Tuesday, Chief Justice John Roberts led his conservative colleagues in questioning the administration's authority to broadly cancel federal student loans because of the COVID-19 emergency. Loan payments that have been on hold since the start of the coronavirus pandemic 3 years ago are supposed to resume no later than this summer. Without the loan relief promised by the Biden plan, the administration's top Supreme Court lawyers said delinquencies and defaults will surge. The plan has so far been blocked by Republican-appointed judges on lower courts. It did not appear to fare any better with the 6 justices appointed by Republican presidents. Biden's only hope for being allowed to move forward appeared to be the slim possibility based on the arguments that the court would find that Republican-led states and individuals challenging the plan lacked the legal right to sue. Pay your bills. I mean, come on. If they get student loan forgiveness, I want vehicle loan forgiveness. I want house loan forgiveness.
No, I mean,
That's a part of their thing. They give privileges to some, and that outrages others.
yeah. I mean, like I said, if they wanted to pass these bills and laws, they should have done it like 13, 14. They should have done it like 13, 14 years ago when they had the super majority. There's no point in them even trying this shit now because any executive order can be rejected by a federal court.
Man, it's just it's a show right now is all it is.
Right.
And I
Like
mean,
anyone,
I get the whole thing that some idiot out there is going to say something like, "Oh well, they got free colleges in other countries." That's other countries. That's not here. These
No.
people knew what they were signing when they signed it. They entered into a contract. They've been on hold for 3 years. And if that's the case, if they can get forgiven for their loans, I want to be forgiven for all of mine as well. I don't want to pay any more bills.
I hate to tell you this, but there are people that have been forgiven for their loans over the past few years. So.
Well, yeah, but that's not the point. I mean, the point
I'm
is,
just saying that cuts both ways.
I mean, you got my point. I mean,
Right.
You entered into a contractual agreement. It's not like you didn't know they were there. It's not like you didn't know you were going to have to pay it back.
No.
See, but that's a part of the craziness to actually pay to be in. Well, it's not even paying; it's to become enslaved because they can't afford to pay at the moment. So it's becoming enslaved to something that costs so much of where there isn't a job at the end of their indoctrination. For a job that isn't there, so they can't even pay it back. So it's just a crazy loop to begin with.
Well, okay. Well, I think that if you're going to go ahead and do student loan forgiveness, if some idiot went to college and studied this subject that literally has no freaking bearing whatsoever in society, like basket weaving 101 or liberal arts or some stupid mess like that, if you have a degree in that, you are 100% obligated to pay your student loans back.
I want to bring that way of lifestyle that we should be making our own baskets. Let's go back. We can get it.
Well, no, I mean, if you get some dumb degree like that and you got student loans in order to get said degree, you should be obligated to pay it back. I'm sorry. That was just dumb to start off with.
Right. I mean, technically, could something like that work in this country? Yes. Will it? No. Why? Because nothing ever gets done. So, I mean, in theory, they should have they should have gotten the student. I mean, first of all, in theory, taxes don't pay for a fucking thing. They don't pay for anything. All taxes pay for at the federal level is just a way for for certain amounts of money to be deleted to raise the value of a dollar. It's no different than it being backed by gold or whatever the fuck. And second of all, more importantly, they could have passed it. They really gave a shit about having single payer health care or having student loan forgiveness or free college or whatever. They could have passed this shit 13, 14 years ago when they had a super majority in the House and the Senate, and they didn't do it then. So what the fuck are they trying to do now?
Because it wasn't a hot button issue then.
It's just a waste of time.
It had popularity then too. They just didn't go through with it. So it
really, how much media attention do you remember it getting back then?
Which topic? This?
Yeah, student
loans. A good
loans.
amount, but
not during
not
during the Obama administration. No, sir.
I remember that being a hot button topic like later on in the Obama administration. How he failed people who, how he failed students with with college debt and people with college debt, and how he failed people who had medical debt.
Okay. Well, look, statistically, and you may be right. I don't remember that, but you could possibly be right because I mean, everybody always.
I mean, it's not like now
everything.
because there's not as much media, but
right.
Obviously, but there was a lot of rumblings back then too. I mean, I hate saying this, but it's kind of the reason.
I want to know what the statistics are, though.
Why do it? It's a waste of time. And like Scott said, it is a hot button issue. It is to antagonize and piss people off. They could piss people off the same way that they are now. So it's,
okay, but
way of not going further and getting ahead.
Right. Nah. Okay, but what I want to know is I want to see the statistics of what these people that are asking for this the most, what did they graduate of? What did they graduate with? What kind of degree did they have? Right. That's what I want to know. I want to know those statistics.
Right.
If you're wanting student loan forgiveness, what did you graduate from college for? That's what I want to know.
No, that's a fair point. But what I would say is this was a rather popular topic in certain circles. That's why, unfortunately, some speaking of panderers, a certain senator from Vermont became pretty popular for a minute back in the mid 2010s, and then that went to shit because we found out what he truly was. But in the interim, the point being is that I don't know, like it just seems it's not going to happen. So there's really no point in talking about this. But on the other hand, it just shows you how much people pander. But then again, you said that about the right with the federal flat tax. All those people always talk about the Grover Nyquist challenge, the Grover Nyquist pledge. But yet, when it's time to lower taxes at 10% at the federal level, they don't do it. So,
hey, Harsh.
Jamie.
Do you know what they're trying to do in Australia for the last 15 years or so?
What are they trying to do?
They're trying to take people's pensions off them and give them cashless debit cards so they can't spend on alcohol or drugs or anything.
Oh, that's gross. That's so gross. For senior citizens, they're trying to do that?
All the above. Everyone on a pension.
Pension, I'm assuming, means like Social Security in Australia.
Well, a pension here means someone who qualifies for some sort of income that doesn't have to work for it or already has worked for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Yeah.
retired. Their retirement
Yeah.
funds.
A lot of them are.
Well, if it's their retirement, then what the hell does the government have anything to say about what they do with their money?
See, that's the thing. Is another form of government control that keeps them locked. Like, my pops has a pension or retirement, whatever. If he moved to a different province, he loses out money. So in one way, he's kept hostage here. Otherwise, he literally loses money. Why? It's supposed to be his. But yeah, how about that?
I never did.
Australia is like they're the testing grounds, and prayers for them.
I mean, I understand the Food and Drug Administration. I understand them wanting to make sure that, that we don't ingest toxic chemicals and shit like that in our food. And I applaud them for that, and I appreciate that. But at the same time, if it's something that doesn't immediately kill you, like trans fats, and I'm just going to use this as an example, but just say trans fats, it's not going to kill you immediately, but it could cause, like heart failure and all this other fun shit. We all know that, right? We know that.
Mm-hmm.
So does God knows whatever else we eat every day that's going to kill us. Okay, we get it. Why
Their
the
job
hell?
is to make sure that it doesn't kill you instantly.
Exactly. So if that's the case, then why the hell did you stop letting us use it? Okay, give us the warning like you do with every freaking thing else you do under the sun. But it's our choice. And that's what people don't even get. They start by just taking small, little, tiny things away from people. That's how they start that shit.
That is.
They get you desensitized to the idea of, having your little bitty freedoms here and there removed. And after a while, the bigger ones start coming, and it just doesn't feel bad at all anymore. It's okay.
Yeah.
Government's just trying to take care of you. No, they're not.
They're not. No, not at all. And it always says FY, we're not a socialist country. That is true. However, just as an FYI, there are quote unquote capitalist right wing countries that do have free healthcare and free education. So just putting that out there.
I mean,
Not saying it's great, just saying they have that.
Oh, well, yeah. See, that's the thing. It's just like we have free healthcare supposedly here. There's a bunch you got to pay for. It eventually gets paid for one way or another. And what it is, it's just backdoor deals and cronies making a bunch of choosing what they get paid for the products of what they use, and it's just a racketeering system of inflation to whatever they choose it to be. I don't.
I mean,
It's that. It's
you're
that
right.
gross and simple.
It's true. It is just like COVID-19. This was the greatest social experiment that the government could have ever pulled on the United States, and it worked. Good job, guys. It worked. You were able to scare an entire population into being scared shitless of a virus with a 99% survival rate. Good job, guys. You did great.
Oh, what did he say? Oh, what are those words?
Yeah, I know somebody's gonna comment. Mask up. I don't give a shit.
I don't think anyone's gonna comment that on my pages. No, I don't think anyone's gonna comment that on my pages. That's not a thing. Michael Zaden says, "Hey, Harsh and Scott," and he says the government is agreed. So,
Yep.
I mean, like I said, both sides pander so much to the nonsense. They really do. You got right wingers, pander, claiming about, claiming about the wall and a federal flat tax, and they got left wingers, dangling the fucking single payer healthcare carrot and the and the what do you call it, the student loan forgiveness carrot. It's so stupid. It's just a fucking act.
I mean, it always is. It's becoming more comical because it's
Right.
becoming more rampant. It's like every year it gets worse. Everybody's like, holy crap, it's 2023. Maybe it'll be better. It's not.
No.
You might as well just stop that whole little line of thought. It's not going to be any better. It's going to get worse.
Why would it get better?
It's going to get worse. The dollar's going to collapse eventually. Or they'll pass some asinine law and civil war will break out in the United States, Or hell, World War III might just wipe us all off the planet. Who knows?
Did y'all see the Woody Harrelson SNL monologue?
No, I didn't.
Oh yeah, he dropped it. That was
So flat earthers, this question is for you. When the nukes during World War III all go off simultaneously and they fly around the globe, what will be your argument then for the Flat Earth Society?
Just leave me alone. Go back in your room and do your podcast. Stop being out here harassing me.
All right. Let's go ahead and mute Mr. J.C. Bellick. I thought that was Junior screaming at me in the background for a minute. No, but no, that's what I want to know. Is that what it's going to be, Hoey? It's going to be the dome reflection. That's going to be the argument from the Flat Earth Society. It's they're going to fly off the planet, hit the dome, and then bounce back down. That's how it's going to work. But is the dome like light refracting to make it look like it's going around before it deflects, or how does that work?
All I know is one time I remember seeing a post about the Flat Earth Society, how the Flat Earth Society has so many people believe in it or whatever. And then one of the comments says, "We have so many members of the Flat Earth Society across the globe." And I'm like,
I saw that a while back.
what the
I want to know. Okay, so Jack Hall says the nukes fly around flat Earth the same way they fly around round Earth. Earth. It's a plane. Oh, so we're actually on a plane now. Okay.
That's odd.
All right,
Like,
great.
I understand why people are skeptical to the idea of us of the Earth being a globe. I do understand that.
If you
But
try to make that argument with me,
I'm saying I understand it. I'm not saying I'm going to make that argument. But that being said, the flat Earth things are starting to seem like psychological operations. Maybe it's something else. I don't know.
is that what it
maybe
is?
it's not a globe. Maybe it's not flat. Maybe it's some other stuff.
Why
Why
do you want to do this? Why? Just really?
Just use your own eyes. Come to your own.
I mean, not. It's just so happens like the thousands upon thousands of pictures from rovers on different planets taking pictures of planet Earth, from the moon and from all of these freaking but no, we're flat. Get the fuck out of here.
You know who would be perfect for this discussion?
Yeah.
You know who'd be perfect?
Joe Charter?
No.
Oh.
Moon. That
He's not
would
a
be
flat
perfect.
earther, is he?
I don't think he's a flat earther, but he does believe that we never visited the moon.
Oh.
Who even cares now at this point?
Well, he has said that we because of the Orion belt and such. So I don't know. It'd be fun.
Well,
But
one of the things it's one of the biggest money laundering operations that is planet wide. Is that non
all right, well, here's my conspiracy.
non-triggering to both sides?
So this is my conspiracy theory. The moon is actually populated by the United States military, and there's a missile silo on the moon aimed at the Kremlin. That's what it is. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And that's why they don't
Your
have a
reality
Russian flag
is
on the moon.
They're on the other side. It's been funded by Pink Floyd. That bugger.
That's right, Hoey. Death Star, Star Wars is real. It started in the 80s with Ronald Reagan when he started Star Wars. He turned the moon into a Death Star, and just we're keeping it top secret. It's in the classified documents in Biden's garage next to his 67 Corvette. It's only March. It's tomorrow's March 1st, and y'all have already screwed the entire year up already. Y'all are doing great already. Thanks.
It's already the 28th.
It probably is, Hoey. I mean, we haven't been back up there to see it. Yeah, today it's February, Harsh. It's a leap year. This is the last day of the month. Tomorrow's the 1st.
Yeah.
Because all those massive rolls of data that were huge back in the day have somehow got lost. It's just disappeared. Just tons, literal tons. It's just gone.
It's fine. It's all in Biden's garage.
It's all in Biden.
And the rest of it is at Mike Pence's house, and there's some of it over there at Mar-a-Lago. You know, it's okay.
Mar-a-Lago. That's awesome.
Well, yeah, okay. Hoey Fathwell says, look at the explosion in tech. Well, but here's the thing. That trend is starting to reverse now because EA is just one of the examples, but they're laying off massive amounts of employees right now. A bunch of the tech sectors are laying off mass amounts of employees. They grew too big in anticipation of stuff that didn't happen.
Another part, we can go just simply normal stuff. They don't like and don't want old employees because they don't want to have their retirement benefits, anything like that, or a higher wage. All new and fresh, and so all the whatever the things that they have is hush hush and no longer part. Yeah.
Right. We're at the 1 hour and 4 minute mark.
We'll turn it up. Here we go.
Oh, he says because the EMP is coming. Insider trading. You've seen the balloons. Oh, that's wonderful. Everyone's got to get a car from the 1970s now.
There's still some protecting you have to do.
That's basically what we have now. They're just electric versions of it.
No, you're gonna have to strip the electric versions from the cars, so otherwise it gets caught up in the EMP. So. EMP raid. So have fun.
It's the end of the world as we know it. It's the end of the world as we know it. Should almost go.
And there's the AP News Minute. That was wonderful.
That's great. And on that note, I forgot. Since this is Tuesday trailer, guess who we're gonna have on tomorrow?
Oh yeah. Miss Alex Thomas, the wonderful artist that did our signs, is going to be on the show tomorrow night, and I'm looking very forward to that. It's blending in with your background, Harsh.
It's even better. You guys get to see the art from one Alex Thomas.
Where I'm not 100% sure on the time yet, Hoey. But as soon as I know, we'll put it on the pages.
I like these keychains. Yeah. You already got the squirrely, the squirrel marketing there. Here you go. Is this supposed to like?
It's not to be confused with Sandy Squirrel from SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, there's a pineapple under the.
Squirrels
I
are
used to actually had
symbolic.
that in my bumper folder at one point. The sponge, it might still be there. Now I have to look.
Like, do you know how churches have like gargoyles and stuff? There's some castles up here in Canada and in Toronto that have squirrels.
Is this it?
Are you ready, kids?
Aye, aye, Captain!
I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Absorbent and yellow and...
There you go, Harsh.
None of the nonsense be something you wish.
SpongeBob SquarePants!
Then drop on the deck and flop like a fish!
SpongeBob!
You keep like disappearing and reappearing. It's weird, man. It's like a weird magic trick or something. Stop doing that.
Now you see me. Now you don't.
Anyway, this has been the Tuesday trailer, the Crayola Harsh Reality. Crayola Harsh Reality and CSHR Radio are respective copyrights of Collective Media Limited 2023. All rights reserved.
This has been another edition of the Harsh Reality. This is Harsh Med, and I'm all of you. It's Harsh, but also with it. and sometimes you have to color outside the lines. We thank everyone's favorite native, Hart Honer, Brennan O'Connell's other son, J.C. Bellick, and of course the Scott Sonniers for joining the show. Take care and have a great rest of your week.